Hello dear students, let us start with introduction of chapter number 13. Today, technology has become integral part of human lives. No aspect of human lives has remained untouched from it. The pace with which technology changes is unprecedented. Every few months, we hear about new technology coming into the market. In this chapter, we'll look at some emerging technologies in the field of computing, entity recognition, digital photography, and data storage. So, I have told you three main topics we are discussing here in this chapter. So, very first is emerging trends in computing. Here, the activity that we perform with the use of computer is generally named as computing. The term computing, what it suggests? That activity that is performed with the help of computer or by using computer, we give it as a term computing. Though the activities may vary from user to user, computer is same, but different user are making different uses of that computers, right? So the usage of electronic device capable of processing, storing and communicating with other devices become core of this activity, correct? So, we all at some point of time must have come across categories of computers. So, let me remind you the different computers. What are those? Yes, supercomputer, mainframe computers, mini computers, microcomputers, and of course mobile computers. The first four categories require good amount of space for keeping the machine operational, correct? But the mobile computers today have revolutionized the use of computers and it requires minimal space. The major impact of mobility came with the availability of laptop computers and wireless communication systems. Though smaller mobile computing devices like PDA, that is Personal Digital Assistant, did exist. Its impact was not felt to a great extent due to high cost and limited functionality. But with the availability of communication technologies like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and GPS, of course, these are different communication technologies, right? And the cellular data services like global system for mobile communications. What we call it as? We call it as a GSM. So students, you must remember full form and short form of these standard terms. We are using these terms in our day-to-day life, but we don't know what the full form of this GSM is. So, students, you just make a note, list of these full forms and long forms from this chapter one by one. That is the task for you people. Okay, the next is Code Division Multiple Access, that is CDMA. Then General Packet Radio Service, GPRS, and now third generation, that is 3G, that has changed the scenario completely. Nowadays 5th G, 6th G, 7th G, different generations are emerging. So, this technology combined with nanotechnology has given rise to miniature devices. That means smartphones. Yes, exactly, and tablets. These are two such great inventions of this era. And of course, we are using these things for educational purpose and each and every field. You can see, right? In this section, we will discuss about two such path-breaking computing trends. What are those trends? So, very first is mobile computing and second one is cloud computing, of course. Both these computing trends have changed the computer usage scenario, right? So, very first part is mobile computing. Smart mobile computing devices are indeed one of the game-changing product of recent times. The typical mobile computing devices has three primary contents. Do you know what are those? Yes, software, communication and hardware. Mobile devices today come with inbuilt operating systems and set of applications. Some examples of mobile operating systems are Android, iOS, Symbian, Windows 8, etc. The inbuilt applications allow us to download games, interactive programs, content of newspapers, books, magazines, etc. Right? So, all these are different set of applications that are inbuilt available nowadays and come with your mobile systems only. So, the term communication in the above context refer to capabilities such as internet connectivity and phone usage. Internet connectivity and phone usage. So, these are different two things which are very important nowadays. The mobile devices are coming omnipresent and are reaching remotest areas of the world with limitless capabilities that these mobile devices offer to the large extent of population. It has now become a necessary tool for our time, isn't it? Yes. The main benefit of the mobile device have given us is that we can do things without being confined to one place. है ना, ज़रूरी नहीं है आप कोई से भी लोकेशन पे हो. अभी तो लॉकडाउन की वजह से आपको छुट्टियाँ मिली हुई है, मतलब घर से स्टडी है. सो नो प्रॉब्लम, ऑनलाइन स्टडी आप कहीं से भी कर सकते हो, है ना. तो कहीं घूमने भी जाओ तो भी साथ साथ में आपका स्टडी शुरू ही रहेगा. सो एक प्लेस में रहने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. यू कैन मूव अराउंड. ऑब्वियसली ड्यूरिंग कोरोना moving it is not just next to impossible because this is risky thing. Okay, so no one should get that risk. Okay, however, today with availability of various kinds of mobile computing gadgets, one can practically accomplish assigned task from any place in the world. आप दुनिया में कहीं पे भी हो, you can do that work. Now, one term is there, mobile computing trend has become a great success due to supporting technologies like Wi-Fi, that is 3G, wide area telecommunication network. Okay, these technologies allow us to be connected to the rest of the world wherever we might be. They allow an access to uninterrupted connection to the World Wide Web and thus to the large pool of information. Some of the standard features that almost all mobile networks today support are short messages, that are SMS, general packet radio services, that is GPRS, then multimedia messaging service MMS, then Bluetooth and wireless applications, and we call it as a WAP, Bluetooth and wireless applications. These services combined give huge set of applications that can be used by users. Let us have a brief look at some of these technologies. So, what are these technologies that we are going to study in the next lecture? Thank you.